I'm Jake Lloyd-Bacon, a lifelong pro wrestling fan.
And I'm Alexandra Hoy, brand new to the wonderful world of pro wrestling, and I have decades worth of characters and stories to catch up on.
And so this is her crash course in WWE history by way of the iconic Royal Rumble match.
It's me, you, and 30 other men.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Me, You, and 30.
Hello.
How you doing, babe?
I'm caffeinated, I'm hydrated, it's my day off.
What other aideds are you? Are you the TED?
Frustrated?
Are you the TED? You know how like Bianca Belair is the EST?
I'm the TED.
You're the TED.
Mm-hmm.
Caffeinated.
Hydrated.
Exacerbated.
Frustrated. I don't know why we got into a negative path here.
Because it's you. I'm trying to adjust your volume. You're really quiet in my headphones. I don't know if you're quiet for the people.
You're very loud in mine.
Well, that's because you're using earbuds like a weirdo for some reason. Like we're not a professional operation here.
Listen, don't make fun of my headphone choices.
You don't want me to headphone shame you?
No.
Well, listen.
We all have our preferences, okay? We can't all be like Jake Lloyd-Bacon.
Isn't that the truth? Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning back in and for joining us for another episode of Me and 30 Other Men. We're officially peacocked now.
We've been peacocked.
There's no more WWE Network in the United States of America. So if you're joining us in the U.S. and you do indeed watch along with us, then you're gonna have to get your butt over to Peacock.
Yes.
It's
all right.
It's all right.
We have our complaints.
It is a hot piece of garbage compared to how great the WWE was. Like you really don't know what you got till it's gone. But we're still gonna do our best here to run things as smooth as possible.
We'll make do.
We'll make do. But I just want to ask everybody before we get going here, please do us a favor and make sure you're rating and reviewing the show. If you've been enjoying these, this is episode 21. Not a ton left.
Wow.
Not a ton left, but 21 eps in. If you haven't left a rating or review yet, do that for us. And make sure you're checking out meyound30.com, AND30.com, where you can snag yourself some official merchandise. And if you enjoy it so much so that you'd like to support in other ways, click on the support page there. Maybe make a small donation or a gift us something off the Amazon wish list. Listen, just trying to keep the lights on. Beggars, nobody likes a beggar, but if you like us, help us out.
Well, alrighty then. But, in the meantime, Jake, for anybody who's just tuning in for the first time, maybe they're trying to figure this stuff out. They're like, oh, what
podcasts? It's easy. What you do is you go to like a podcast
but no. Actually, I was thinking more like they're getting into the wrestling world, and they're kind of like, what the heck is a Royal Rumble? Why don't you enlighten us?
I see what you're doing. You're trying to do that part of the show where we set up what a Royal Rumble is.
Yes.
Well, the Royal Rumble is the biggest match of the year in WWE, in which 30 wrestlers compete in one giant match. The way it works is 2 men start, and every 2 minutes or so, another joins in the mayhem. Wrestlers are eliminated when they're thrown over the top rope, and both of their feet hit the floor below. The last man standing is declared the winner, and usually given a championship title match at WrestleMania. And on this program, we pick a Royal Rumble match at random from the past 30 or so years out of the jar o' rumbles, which has so few little pieces of paper left in it. And we watch it in real time right alongside you, if you're into that sort of thing.
In retrospect, we really should have used wheelofnames.com and just put all the years.
No, we should not have.
Why?
For 2 reasons. One, if it closed on you, like if the page closed, what a nightmare resetting it up every time. You just have to
make sure you know which years you...
branding is everything, babe. The Jaro Rumbles. I can't believe you're dogging on our Jaro Rumbles.
I love the Jaro Rumbles, but I'm just saying...
It doesn't sound like you do.
It's pretty old-fashioned.
Sounds like maybe 21 episodes in. 21 episodes in, we're learning the truth about Alexandra Hoy's opinion of the Jaro Rumbles. I'm glad I made a t-shirt for it.
Anyway, would you like to know what year we're gonna...
I mean, I did before I knew how much you hated the Jaro Rumbles.
Don't be a jerk.
All right, what are we watching this week?
2008.
2008. Well, it is fitting that this is the 21st episode of Me, You, and 30 Other Men, because this is the 21st annual Royal Rumble match.
Look at that.
The 2008 Royal Rumble took place on January 27th, 2008 in Madison Square Garden in New York, New York. And it was the first ever WWE pay-per-view broadcast in high definition. This is look in the top left corner.
WWE HD.
That was there for so long.
That's so funny.
Remember when
it's such a big deal.
Remember when TV shows had to like tell you that they were. Also, notice where the WWE bug is. How it's like still in the 4:3 spot for when people who didn't have, because people didn't have widescreen TVs.
Yeah,
they
had to consider that.
Oh, that's crazy to me. This is one of my favorite Royal Rumble posters. In fact, it was hanging up in the Broadway at one point because it was a bunch of wrestlers fighting in a New York City subway train, which is a very fun photograph. Yeah, I mean, 2008, we've kind of danced around this era. You know, huge names right now are people like Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy, who just prior to the main event of the Royal Rumble faced off against each other for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Ooh. Who won?
Randy Orton defended his title. Other matches on the card were Ric Flair versus MVP in a career-threatening match. If Flair lost, he would be forced to retire. And of course, he did not at that point. JBL, a.k.a. John Bradshaw Layfield, beat Chris Jericho in a singles match. Edge, along with Vicky Guerrero, who at the time was his valet manager, whatever you want to call it.
I remember that.
Defeats Rey Mysterio for for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Okay.
And then, as I said, Orton beat Hardy for the WWE Championship. Fun. And the main event is indeed the Royal Rumble match. So if you do want to watch this right alongside us, fire up your Peacock in the States and WWE Network otherwise. Now, if you're in the Peacock, they say that this is coming, who knows when, who knows if our show will even be still going by the time it's there. There's no chapter marks anymore. So I had to just kind of fast forward it and find a spot. And the spot I've selected is 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 50 seconds. 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 50 seconds. And I have paused it at that exact time. In just a moment here, we'll count down 3, 2, 1, play. And if you hit play on yours the same time that we hit play, we can watch this all in perfect unison. If you are like us, paused at 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 50 seconds.
Come watch with us.
So that was creepy.
Come watch with us.
Don't like this. So do you have any expectations or, surprise things that anybody that you're looking forward to seeing from this era?
I'm expecting to see hot bods.
All righty, hot bods. Was there anybody like legitimately that like you're thinking 2008, 2009 that you
honestly
know was around?
That year is like very vague to me. Like you name some names, so that places it for me. I go, okay, so like if Randy and Jeff Hardy are sort of like,
I mean, that's
that big of a name at this point, then like. And like Christian and whatever, like then I
didn't say anything about Christian.
Or you said Edge. I always do that. It's so funny. I'm sure I'm not the only person.
Literally, the four guys at the top of the mountain right now, because the four guys that were in the two major title matches were Edge, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, and Jeff Hardy.
I mean, but then you also mentioned a match between Ric Flair and MVP. So I feel like it could be anyone in this match.
Well, no, because Ric Flair is already already an old guy.
He's an old guy, but yeah. I don't know. I guess one person I'm curious if he'll be around is Taker, and then I don't know. I don't know at what point CM Punk came into WWE. I can't remember. I know we watched.
Fair. That's fair.
But I don't remember what year he began, so I don't know if I'd be seeing him. But yeah, I mean, I'm here for the ride.
All right. Well. Let's get into it. I will say on Peacock, if you're joining us doing it that way, if you leave it paused too long, that it goes back to the main screen, which is really frustrating. So the entire time we've been chatting, I've been tapping the controller up just so that
you don't lose
it registers.
The spot.
Yeah. But I guess without further ado, let's just dive right in.
Let's go.
1 hour, 48 minutes, 50 seconds. 3, 2, 1, play.
Whew. This guy is no Fink.
I don't know this guy's name, but he's a legendary boxing and WCW announcer, maybe? I don't know. People are going to yell at me.
That's okay.
He does the let's get ready to rumble thing. He's the let's get ready to rumble guy.
Oh, he's the classic guy, huh?
Literally, Scott and I just talked about him not that long ago on Compadres, and I didn't know his name then, and I don't know his name now. Number 1.
Listen, what did I say? I said Taker, and then he's the first guy out the freaking gate.
Number 1.
Do you know why I thought Taker might be here?
Why?
Because of Last Ride when he talked about how he wanted to perform in the Garden.
Never misses an opportunity to perform in the Garden. He did say that.
And I was like, well, I feel like Taker would be here.
It should be said, this is like my favorite few years of Taker. Like this is during the 4 years of Mania with HBK and Mania with Triple H.
Oh, that's fun.
Which I know.
Okay, so that contextualizes it for me a bit.
Yeah, I think he's in like the best shape he was ever in.
He looks
here.
fantastic.
This is the beginning of Taker looking like an old man, but in a way that I thought was still cool and threatening.
Right, like he's still fit and he's still got the game.
Moves insanely well.
Yeah. Well, knowing his regimen and what a hard worker he is.
Yeah, we just watched Last Ride a couple weeks ago, whatever it was. And man,
what a great series.
It's so crazy to think like how Taker, like how little confidence he has in himself.
Oh my God,
for
it was
being the Undertaker.
So crazy that he I don't know. Yeah, he has real like what's the word I'm looking for? Insecurities.
Yeah.
He has some deep insecurities.
Does he still have Sarah on his neck, or does he just have the scars from trying to get it removed?
Let's see.
I feel like that he probably has he had it removed already. Oh no, it
still says Sarah.
It's still there, but yeah.
I think he's married to her at this point, if I remember from his
probably.
wiki.
I mean, if he's got her name tattooed on his throat, I would assume that they're still married. I feel like when you get divorced, that's the first thing you do.
Is that the first thing you do?
Is remove
Let's call up Johnny Depp and ask about Wino.
The name from your throat.
Wow.
That guy's very excited.
I was just like, the style of everyone in that was very intense.
Oh, Taker even takes his hat off. Cool. Oh, the eyes.
God, is that good for his eyes or bad is my question. Can we have an ophthalmologist contact us, please? With some facts. Is this HBK next?
Number 2.
Oh, yeah.
These two guys starting off the Rumble.
Wow. Now, let's talk about someone who doesn't look as great at this point, personally, to me.
He's, again, I mean, like, probably the best shape that he was ever in because he was, I also feel like just we took leaps and bounds in, like, health and, like, human beings learning how to take care of their bodies over the years. And so, yeah, when you look at, like, a young Shawn Michaels, like, he obviously looks like an incredibly fit, young, athletic guy, but he was also an alcoholic. And
yeah,
he was
that's
also,
the thing. Is like I feel like at this point
yeah.
you see the wear and tear of some of his bad choices.
Yeah. But I mean, he was as healthy could be here. He's insanely fit. Look at him.
He is very fit.
Doesn't have an ounce of fat on him. I know these two dudes at this time is my favorite.
That's pretty exciting, though. Yeah, they have great chemistry.
I'm trying to think of what year this would be. I want to say that
I like the ring set up like this, where like the entrance is on the hard cam.
Yep, that's just the way Madison Square Garden is.
I love that. I think
too.
I wish it was like always like that, so I don't have to stare at people.
It also allows for
Jesus Christ, that man.
It also allows for you to see the entrance and also the people in the ring's reaction in the same shot.
Yeah, it's
which
fun.
is fun.
That is fun. Do you think HBK has had a lot of vertigo in his life?
Is that because he's got crossed eyes? That's mean.
No, I meant because of all of the twists and turns.
Is that why you have vertigo?
Yeah, I'm definitely as agile and jumpy.
So I'm trying to figure out what this is going into. If this is going into Mania 25 or 26, because if this is going into Mania 26, this might be Shawn's very last Royal Rumble ever.
Wow.
No, we're still 2 years off.
Okay.
This is before 24. So it would be a year after this that they would have what I think is like, the best wrestling match ever. At
You and a lot of
25.
people.
Yeah. So we're still a little bit early here. My years are off here. So that means that this was probably right when I started watching again.
Oh, really?
Santino Marella. That was a long, I'll tell you what though, when Taker and HBK start the Rumble, you take your time for that third guy to come out. I was gonna say that felt like a long wait.
Yes.
I love Santino Marella.
That haircut is in style now. That's so funny.
Yeah, you haven't really seen a lot of Santino though.
No.
He was one of those guys who was such a great wrestler in between the ropes, like a technical wrestler, but he was also hilarious. So he suffered. So he suffered from being a guy that they relied on for comedy because he could do it so well.
Yeah.
And I always feel like that sort of stunted his ability to like be taken seriously as a competitor.
That's really tough.
But
yeah. It like typecasts you in this world.
He was also just so funny.
I feel like humor is a very valuable thing in entertainment, but yeah, it's such a tricky line.
It's a huge part of pro wrestling that I think most people just don't.
But it's like you said,
about.
though, there's a level of like a certain level of seriousness is needed to be respected as a wrestler.
Well, I think when you have certain people that figure out a way to walk that line well, like a John Moxley or John Cena, The Miz, figuring out how to work. The Rock is probably the best example.
Yeah, The Rock is
Stone Cold was also really funny, and
But I feel like if you have to pick only funny or only serious, you got to go with only serious in this world because that's probably the best way to
probably
make a longer career for yourself. Maybe.
So here we go. Number 4. So far, it's been a one-on-one match. Recent WWE Hall of Fame inductee, the Great Khali.
The Great Khali.
Just doing the best he can to get down to the ring.
Don't pick on him.
Oh, I just feel so bad for him.
Look at him. Just right over the top rope. No problem.
Yeah. Look how
big
he
is compared to Taker. Jesus. Yeah. That's when you know.
Yeah.
Taker's huge.
This was when they were really still billing him as this giant ultimate monster threat, and there was like no speaking about a guy who would be tapping into just funny.
Yeah.
Like turning Khali into a fun thing for the kids was the best thing for him.
Well, and this is a different scenario where like he physically couldn't continue at the level he needed to.
I don't know that he was ever at that level. Like, look at those. He can't kick above his own knees.
Yeah.
Like, it's sad.
Yeah.
But
there's
a match between him and I want to say Batista, the Punjabi prison match, which is this big, crazy, like bamboo structure, crazy thing with like multiple layers and doors. And
that sounds kind of cool.
And it honestly, like it was one of those things where you watch and just go like, man, they did the best they can to make him look good.
Well, you know what? Kudos for trying to make it work. And I mean, he left his mark.
I'm struggling to even remember. And there we go.
Bye.
Bye. Right back to Taker and Shawn.
Well, I see where this story's going.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What a bump. How good are these two?
They're fantastic.
How good are these two?
I think Taker said it well in Last Ride, actually, about like how he and a littler guy do so well.
Sure. And he almost got dumped. And here comes Hardcore Holly. Almost in time to just be by himself. But they both survive.
Look at his hair.
So do you know a bunch about Bob Holly? I know he's popped up in a shit we've watched. Yeah, he's been around forever. But
I know him as much as I've seen him in Rumbles.
When I was a kid, he was one of my favorites. He was Bob Sparkplug Holly, a.k.a. Sparky Plug. I think originally he was Sparky Plug was his name.
Because every wrestler had an idiotic name.
Well, everybody also had a different job. And he was a race car driver.
Yeah, because you had to have a second job because they didn't pay you enough.
The thing, though, is that like that made sense with like Duke the Dumpster Drosy and stuff like that. But Bob Holly was also a race car driver. Like that's a pretty lucrative career.
Right? That's crazy.
Not a lot of people get to be race car drivers. You'd think that's an easier gig than coming in here and getting beat up by The Undertaker. I love how this has been a constant fight since the beginning. It hasn't been a lot of Royal Rumble-isms.
Where is HBK from?
San Antonio, Texas.
Okay, I was going to say, he's got these chaps on. He better be from Texas. I know he always wears these pants, and I've been meaning to look up where he's from.
Yeah, he's a Texas boy.
That's where my family's from.
Yep.
A bunch of them, anyway.
Yep. When I think of HBK, I think of your family.
How dare you?
Things that they have in common.
Oh, no.
All right, number 6 here.
Alrighty.
Hey, you know who this guy is now?
Hey, Moxley.
Nope.
Oh, wait. It's
Other M.
Morrison, I meant to say.
Yeah, you heard him say it. Not sure this is babyface Morrison yet. I think this is still heel Morrison. Maybe this is him tagging with the Miz.
You know, I don't.
The first time around.
I think I just put together what a precursor, or maybe they were all copying someone much older. But I feel like this style is very similar to the Fashion Police when they were a thing.
When the Fashion Police started, a lot of people drew comparisons to Morrison mostly because of Tyler's boots.
Yeah.
But also those boots go way back. Those
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like all of these guys,
wore like crazy big boots.
It feels like a really '60s thing, probably, or something like that.
Yeah, who knows? The history.
Personally though, I like kind of hate it.
Really?
I do. I think it looks so dumb.
But I think when you're like a high flyer who does a lot of like flippy things, it emphasizes all your motion.
It just looks clownish. You're like a clown.
Ironically enough, you have no problem with Doink. Doink looks like a competitor to you.
That man's there to fucking kill, because real clowns are fucking fucked up. Murderers.
This is number 7, 8. We're blowing through this now.
Yeah, now it feels very fast.
Campfire, don't jump on the remote. Oh, the ECW original, Tommy Dreamer.
What a dreamer.
Campfire, I specifically removed the remote so you wouldn't go near it, and he walked up and he laid next to it. You want to go in the window? Go in the window. Pick a thing, Campfire.
He's very...
Pod Dog is very
not sure
indecisive.
what to do with himself right now.
I'm going to put this down gently. So you don't know much about Tommy Dreamer, do you?
No. He's in my nightmares.
I used to work with Tommy Dreamer. He's one of those ECW original hardcore guys who was Paul Heyman's like secondhand man. He pretty much helped run the company, and like really put the company on his back for the rest of his life. Like to this day, he will be ever associated with ECW. Whereas people that get associated with ECW also get associated with other things. Like you think of RVD, you think, oh yeah, he's been in Impact and WWE and everything, and so has Dreamer. In fact, I think Dreamer might be currently in Impact, or he might have his own company, House of Hardcore, HOH.
But for some reason, he can't shake.
Well, it's not that he can't shake, it's that he doesn't want to. He's like,
interesting.
He's a dude who's like, that is his identity.
He wears it like his banner.
Yep, exactly. That's his identity. What
interesting.
they did. Yeah. He's an insanely nice dude. He's one of those people who, and the company UCW, which turned into the ICW that I worked for in New York, he was the same dude. He didn't need to be. He was the guy who was just showing up because he was a name, but he would show up and still like locker room lead,
put
and
in
still
the work.
just like he would help people. He was just like, he knew everybody in the ring crew's name. Like he was just like a nice dude. Here's your boy.
He's moving so imperceptibly.
Here's your boy Batista.
The human eye cannot detect him.
Oh, Batista?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the truth. I see him. He's clear as day. Oh boy, big back body drop.
I will say I love him, and I would probably have not loved him at all if I had seen him first as a wrestler before I saw him in Guardians of the Galaxy. By the way, like
you and everybody in the audience when he returns to the company in 2000 or whatever it was.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, of course, I didn't get into wrestling until about 2017, so I had already seen Guardians first.
Bye, Dreamer.
So I'm someone who, when I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, I was like, that guy's fun. I like him. Oh, he's a wrestler? Interesting.
Campfire's barking. They're doing work next door. He's got a lot to say about
if you hear the pod dog, just give him a hello back.
What number are we at? We're on number 8 already. We're at almost 1/3 of the way through.
This is one of those.
Oh God, Batista's he's just an insanely shaped human being.
He is an insanely shaped human being. I like a Rumble that moves quickly like this, and then usually what I feel like will happen is you get down to it'll slow way down when there's like 4 people left.
Well, also I feel like this is for a Rumble that's felt like it's moved. It's also been it's been exciting. I think it's because there's really been no dud with the exception of like Khali. Sorry, everybody's and here comes Hornswoggle, number 9.
There's no way this man liked
They just
this
said
gimmick.
Vince McMahon's illegitimate son, they said. I don't even remember the story. Like, he's Vince McMahon's son, but he was also maybe Fit Finley's son. I don't know. I wasn't watching enough at this time
He
to
went
follow
under
the
the
story.
ring.
Yep.
Like that one time.
He's gone. There he goes. Hornswoggle.
I think he did that in a women's
Ooh.
rumble.
Big spear.
Spear of the
Honestly, after
Undertaker.
watching The Last Ride, and even though this was years and years prior to all the problems, every time Taker takes a bump now, I think
I know.
of The Last Ride.
God, I'm like, God, all the fucking physical
I think
issues
of
he
all
had.
of those slow motion shots of him landing on his
His
back
hip
and
probably already was killing him at this point.
watching him limp to the ring. Well, this was...
He probably has both his real hips though right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this might be before both of the hip
But that's the thing,
surgeries.
is like he's taking the damage.
Yeah.
He's taking the damage right now.
Ooh. Bob Holly is just like a wrestler's wrestler.
He has a very like, he almost looks like he should be in a boxing ring.
Yeah.
That's his look.
Have we ever talked about WWE's Brawl for All idea?
No.
Oh man, maybe that's a watch along that we do. At some point, there's a whole Dark Side of the Ring about it, which is great. Number 10 is who?
You don't recognize the
I
music?
can't hear it. It's too quiet.
Wow. Jake Lloyd.
Oh, that's because I don't remember this dude at all. Chuck Palumbo. Yeah, this is I wasn't watching enough in this time to know anything about this dude really.
This guy has a Matt Hardy look to him.
Like 2 times the size.
Yeah,
but
a
sure.
bigger. A bigger.
Anyways, I think he was supposed to. Yeah. Anyways, I digress. I was gonna say something. I'm not sure if it's factual, and I'm gonna get yelled at. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Brawl for All. There's a whole Dark Side of the Ring. You should show you. It's fucking hilarious. They were like, hey, what if we have an actual fight?
Actual fight?
What if
An
we
actual
just
boxing thing?
Not boxing, just like anything. Like, what if we just actually have like a?
That sounds
Oh yeah,
like
it was sort of boxing rules. I think it was.
That's a
And,
bad idea.
And the whole thing was set up to like build a guy who they were like, oh, this guy's gonna win because he's a badass. And then that guy immediately got his ass kicked or injured, or what the story was.
LOL.
And it ended up like Bart Gunn won the whole thing. And he was like a low mid-card dude. And all the people who they were billing as badass, Bart Gunn beat the shit out of him. But again, he didn't do it in a way that made him look bad because
Right.
none of these people were like this sort of fighter.
But that's the thing, is
And
like
it
real
buried-
fighting is very different from fake fighting.
It buried all of these people. And on top of that, I think that they were angry at him for winning, that he ended up getting, that was like the end of his career. It's a great
That poor
great episode.
dude.
It's a great episode. Oh, Jamie Noble. You recognize him now from being in a suit and coming out and yelling at people because he's one of the backstage guys who's like a producer. And
I'm guessing at this point he was already having some back problems or something. 'Cause he's got this
no,
bandage on.
it was kayfabe from something earlier in the evening, I'm sure, or something on like another episode. There was in the lead up to this. I didn't want to talk about it because it'll give away a bunch of people that are in this. But in the lead up to this, there was a series of Royal Rumble qualifying matches. So it was like this person had to, like 2 people would go together and whoever would win would be able to be in the Rumble.
The usual.
And so he actually beat Chuck Palumbo, the other guy that he went off. But I think that maybe Palumbo injured him afterwards because he was angry and then found his way back into the match. Obviously there's something happening, but
Yeah. Who just came out?
Jamie. I was looking over at you and I was talking. Apparently Jamie Noble just went over the top.
Is he injured?
And
This is
they're
kayfabe injured.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. The way that
I know that guy.
The way that they came
that guy
through the
rushed
entrance.
out. I know. I was like,
He also came out the
what?
entrance, which is like not a thing that, well, at least maybe now they don't do it anymore, but maybe back then it was more common. Number 12.
2, 1. Who we got?
CM Punk.
I was not sure, but I'm very delighted.
Yeah, he was around for a little while at this point. Oh, right after Taker. Oh, and he caught a little Palumbo as well. Oh, I love those knees.
Yeah.
Is Shawn bleeding from his nose? It looks like Shawn's nose is busted
Yeah,
open.
his nose is busted.
You know, there's something to be said about the Rumble being considered like an easy match to wrestle. Oh my God.
God damn.
As I say that was the best response ever to that. Taker just fucking laid out. Oh, and Punk kind of no-sold that. Punk was like, yeah, I'm back up. I'm fine.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
What?
Well, I was going to say, there's something to be said about the fact that this is supposed to be sort of an easier match because you're not in there that long. It's a bunch of people. It's not as taxing. There's a lot of people just standing around. The fact that HBK is a bloody nose shows you
just the level of
like
freaking
there is no
acrobatics. This man,
but it's not that. There's no taking it easy.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah.
No. Oh. Punk. No.
Bye.
Bye, Palumbo. Oh.
Oh.
Or not.
Nope.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
the little false elimination.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun.
Punk seems to be pretty hot right now. People seem to really like him.
I really like him.
I feel like around this time or soon afterwards, he wins Money in the Bank.
I like his outfit.
Ooh.
It's tights.
His Chicago style.
Mhm.
Who's this? Oh, Cody Rhodes.
No blonde hair.
One half
yet.
of the tag champions.
Oh, interesting.
Wait a minute. Is he... Legacy must be happening now then. With him, Ted DiBiase Jr., and Orton. The three of them.
Oh,
That
yeah.
must have been what's
You
been
told
going
me
on.
about that.
And that was when
fun.
I fell in love with Cody, and I've loved him ever since, obviously. But I don't know. He's clearly like a fit dude, but he's still like tiny compared to most pro
He's
wrestlers.
hella fit though.
Yeah.
I feel like him and Punk are dressed like they're on a team together.
I mean, just because they're in tights and kick pads, maybe?
Mhm.
Or trunks to kick
Yeah.
bags?
That's it.
Oh, he doesn't have kick bags. He's got the shin. Oh man, I cannot stand the exposed knees.
I know.
The
It's so dumb.
Ric Flair knee pads around the shins
It's like
always drove me crazy.
it's
Also,
like don't you need to protect your knees?
yeah, every time he took a bump or even like that, like even kneeling on the ring like that, I go, ow.
I know. Just
I'm
imagine
also-
like bending over right now in your kitchen
I'm also
and then watch this.
I'm also a very sensitive flower. And
Well, you have
the
knee
canvas
problems.
and the canvas hurt me really badly every time I touched it.
Oh yeah.
I was very prone to
Even back then?
I was prone to canvas burn.
Mm.
More than people that I trained with, and people that were in my class and whatnot. Like that were when I say class, we didn't have classes, but you know
so
what I mean.
can you just wear the right gear to protect
Well, yeah, I would.
yourself?
That was why I always wore long
Oh.
everything, long pants and long sleeve everything.
Yeah.
Umaga.
Samoan bulldozer.
Yep. Umaga was, as I learned, fairly recently because I didn't really see a lot of Umaga because I had
He
just
throws
tuned
great
in.
punches.
I had just started rewatching kind of before he passed. But he was like apparently he was WWE's answer to Samoa Joe, who was making waves over in TNA, aka Impact.
Yeah.
But he was this big, huge star. Scott just showed me a match I'd never seen.
What the hell just fell on the ground?
I don't know. I didn't see
Like a
it.
bunch of little
Oh
things.
yeah, all those little like black things.
Was that from
Maybe,
his
maybe
hair?
they're maybe it was his necklace. Maybe someone ripped
Oh.
off his necklace. Yep, his necklace is gone.
Oh,
Somebody
wow.
must have ripped off his necklace and all the little beads went everywhere. Oh my God, it's like watching Batman's parents get murdered all over again.
Oh God.
If Zack Snyder shot that, it would have been like slow motion. We would have seen them flying through the air.
Very much. God.
So much
a wonder.
talent in the ring, man.
It's a wonder HBK didn't like slip more. You know what I mean? Like I know that that's happened.
Slip more?
Like just like even more moments where he like accidentally like falls out of the ring.
Oh,
or,
I see what you mean. Right.
Yeah, because he just does so
Made a
much
mistake.
crazy shit.
Made a mistake, yeah.
Yeah, the amount of times he can
15,
just stay.
halfway through, it's Snitsky.
Snitsky?
Yeah.
That's a unfortunate name.
Well, look at his face. It's an unfortunate face.
Snitsky. It's like that's the sound he makes when he sneezes. Snitsky.
He's supposed to be this like deranged psycho killer.
He looks like it.
Yeah, he's a crazy monster.
He looks
guy.
like a deranged psycho killer.
Yeah, I didn't dislike him, but I didn't watch.
The
he
name-
was gone soon after I restarted watching.
The
again.
name does nothing for me.
If I'm not mistaken, they tried to tell a story where he. And now I might be confusing wrestlers. People are going to yell at me. I think he might have been responsible for killing Lita's baby,
What the fuck?
causing a miscarriage.
That's some dark shit.
Yeah, it was not great times.
What the fuck kind of
Yeah, I
story is
think
that?
If I'm not mistaken, and I very well could be, I want to say he like knocked Lita off the ring apron while she was supposedly pregnant
This is
and
like
she had a
that's
miscarriage.
such a soap opera. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then like it
And
drove
who,
him crazy.
Who was she pregnant with?
I didn't do it.
Who's the baby?
Kane's baby, I think. I
Oh,
don't
so
remember.
did Kane murder him?
I don't remember. I wasn't watching religiously at the time.
Okay, people who did see it, tell me the story, please.
Tell her the story in our Discord. Go to meyouand30.com, click the Discord link, join the conversation over on the Discord, and explain, remind me of the specific details, because apparently Google is too hard. In fairness, she did ask you. I didn't. I would have just told her. I would have just Googled it, but she wants you to be involved. We're more than halfway through, number 16.
The Miz.
The Miz.
The Miz.
I miss when he used to say it like that. He used to
Look
emphasize
at his pants.
He was the chick magnet.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
All right.
Yeah.
He was really into Sum 41.
I think
based on this outfit.
I think that him and he used to wear like a little he used to have a little like what do you call those? What are those hats called? Like a fedora. He used to wear like a little fedora. That was his little,
okay.
Yeah. He was the Miz.
The Miz.
Yeah, I feel like him and Morrison had to have been tag champs by this point.
I mean, they're working together.
Yeah.
On CM Punk.
Oh, CM Punk. Come back, please.
I know.
Come back for like a minimal appearances.
He's like, no thanks.
Have you seen him recently? He was like in a movie and they showed a picture of him and he looks like your old conservative uncle.
Really?
It's so weird. Like I think he played like a cop in a movie.
What?
And he tweeted himself.
Oh wait,
a picture.
I saw that online. I thought it was a joke.
No, that was really
that
him.
was real.
That's him. Yeah.
Oh my god. I thought that was a freaking joke.
I gotta get CM Punk in a movie.
That'd be cool. That would be really cool if you could convince him.
Yeah, convince him. I'd have to pay him. I love any money.
You need a budget.
Is this Shelton Benjamin? It is Shelton Benjamin.
Love him.
Oh, I love Shelton Benjamin so much.
Yeah, he's great.
The gold standard. Oh, look at him. Freak of nature.
God, that's crazy.
Yep. And then what a great way to... Oh, no eliminations. I thought I was going to eliminate both of them.
I know, right?
I could watch Shelton Benjamin and CM Punk wrestle forever. They had great chemistry.
Yeah.
Every time they would cross... Oh, no! Shelton! Oh, Shawn
HBK.
Michaels. But you know what, though? Fantastic.
Rude.
Just from the side...
Rude.
Just from the side, like, it shows you the pro. Shawn Michaels has been doing this for a long time. Consummate professional. Don't take your eyes.
He's like an assassin.
That was incredible.
He's like an assassin.
And it was a sweet chin music, too. So it was his finisher, so it helps. You know, it was this is so good. But man, look at that. And he had room to spare. He could have jumped on higher ropes.
It's true. Jesus.
And by the way, he didn't telegraph it, but but in the replay, you see that he had his hand on the rope, so you knew he was going to execute it well. Like, execution was fantastic.
Professional, as they say.
What do you think of Umaga's gear?
It's fine. I like the color. It's fine. I mean, I'm okay with him not having shoes. Something about him.
Oh, speaking of not having shoes, look who it is. It's Tamina Sr.
Didn't this guy do some...
Didn't this guy do what? Murder somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
Allegedly.
Okay.
I need Patrick Melton's old NLO soundboard. Allegedly.
This is awkward.
Yeah. So here's a fun fact. This is probably 2009. This is 4
People
or
are
5.
booing him.
Yeah, of course they are. 5 years after...
Little did they know.
5 years after he threw me out of a battle royal in USA Pro Wrestling on Long Island.
Wait, what?
Yeah, my one and only appearance for USAPW was in a battle royal, and Jimmy Snuka eliminated me and like 5 other people. Everybody.
That man touched you?
No, he was so bad they didn't even make contact.
I'm actually kind of relieved to hear that.
But I mean, he did touch me because I've shook his hand and I.
Do you feel? Wait, we need to have a whole
didn't know he was a murderer at the
conversation.
time. I was just a little kid who was like, "Oh, it's a legendary Jimmy Snuka," and he's kind of sad because he's old and he doesn't move well, and he's, he's just one of those guys working in the bingo halls and still like he is like the wrestler character from The Wrestler, like
God damn.
But also it should be said that it's this. So I was gonna say this should be said
Roddy
that
Piper.
This is the setup. They're in Madison Square Garden, which is where Snooker came off the cage, which is what inspired Mick Foley to even be in wrestling.
Fair enough.
And then one of the greatest rivalries between the two of them is Snuka and Piper. So Snooker comes out, and now Piper comes out. Listen to this arena, though.
This is fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fun moment.
Come on now.
He just threw off his little skirt.
Pay respect.
His kilt.
Jeez Louise. Don't let Drew McIntyre hear you say that.
I have Scottish in me, okay? I can say it.
You cheating on me?
What?
I'm not Scottish. Look at him getting amped up.
I don't think I realized.
Snooka's a little late for this reaction, but whatever. At least it's fun. He's coming for you. These
right?
two.
Like he didn't hear the music. He had to wait till he saw his face.
One of the best moments ever is in the Broadway is him cracking a coconut over Snuka's head in the Piper's Pit.
Oh, he moves so slow.
Look at everybody in the ring. Look at CM Punk. Look at CM Punk is so happy. CM Punk is laughing. So cute. CM Punk is legitimately.
He's so delighted.
Fucking delighted.
He's fucking delighted.
It's Morrison.
Morrison's like,
that was great.
That was really great on Morrison's part to be like, oh, you're having fun?
That was fucking fantastic in the background.
Beautiful.
Oh, boy.
That was an underrated
sorry,
moment.
ladies and gentlemen. We peaked a couple seconds ago. I need to turn our microphones down. We were so excited with...
Sorry, I laughed really hard.
We were so excited with the reaction.
Here's some Kane.
Oh, there's a lot of current year Hall of Famers in this.
Got some
Wait. Sorry. Okay, at this point, he still has the record for the most eliminations in a single Rumble with 11 at the time.
He's coming out and he's like, bye.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Get out of here, old man.
Yep. And look at Snuka crawling back in. No, you forget how this works. You're gone. Look at the ref. No, you're eliminated.
To him. He's like, no, honey.
Ref's like, it's over the top rope. No, honey. I like to think that the ref just said, no, honey.
No, honey. You leave now.
You boy. Yeah, look at the help Snuka needed, though, to get over.
Jesus.
Hey, at least he landed on his feet, though. It's better than I've seen other old people land much harder.
Boy, oh boy.
So much talent in this.
This has been a really fun Rumble for me, though. I really have enjoyed it. It's like...
It was a fun one.
There's a lot happening in a good way.
Yeah.
Why is he against Kane?
I mean, it's a Royal Rumble.
Guys, you're friends. You're brothers.
Brother versus brother. No, he turns to Shawn. This is a very highlighted Rumble. You see clips of things that happen in this Rumble in lots of clips.
I can see why. Carlito.
Number 21, Carlito.
I like Carlito.
Oh God, that's so gross. Just spits right in the face. I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. I think Cody wants to be cool, though. That was inappropriate. He picked the wrong guy in there.
He picked the wrong guy.
Yeah, he should have went after, let's see, who's in the ring? Snitsky. He should have went after Snitsky. Snitsky doesn't want to be cool.
Fair enough.
Kane is one. Oh.
Uh-oh, bye.
No.
Nope. Twisted right out of it. Bam,
Look,
bam.
I love these. Man, I love these guys.
What a colorful ring.
Considering that this is the Ruthless Aggression era, I believe still, towards the latter end of it, where people started wearing more than just black leather again. Where
I
for a while
that.
in the Attitude Era in the early 2000s, everybody was dressed.
The Attitude Era is my least favorite costuming wise.
Well,
I mean, it's fine because it's like really realistic, but like it just gets boring after a while because there's no fun colors.
What number we're on? We're on number 23.
Wow. Flying by. It says 22.
I'm sorry, 22. Oh, how could I miss this, baby?
I'm so delighted. My heart literally sings every time I see him.
Listen to this crowd.
Love him. Yay, so cute. Look at him. He better be in there for at least a few minutes. Come on. This is my boy.
Listen to this crowd.
This is my boy.
Ugh, Madison Square Garden's the fucking best.
Yeah. Foley.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Foley's already gone by this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he'd retired a while ago.
He wasn't on the announce?
And, no.
Anymore?
No, he was never really. I think he.
Remember he did that for a minute?
Briefly. He was more like.
He did his whole like backstage.
Yes, he was like the commissioner.
Yeah,
he was all these other roles.
Look at his hair. His hair is so luscious. Can we just talk about that?
He does have fantastic hair. I wish I had Mick Foley's hair. Plus, he's one of the only guys who can pull off bangs like that.
He does.
He looks like fucking Jess from New Girl.
Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah. Who's that girl? It's Mick.
Wow. You had so much fun with that.
That's a t-shirt.
Look at all these dudes just laying on the ground.
Well, he just murdered everybody. This is a stacked ring, though. Look at, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 people in the ring at one time.
There is a lot happening. A lot.
Kennedy! Fucking love this guy. Mr. Kennedy, a.k.a. Mr. Anderson. This dude was, I can't imagine a world where he doesn't come back to WWE for like a moment, but maybe not. He's been in every wrestling promotion there is. He's insanely talented. He's a great talker. He's a great wrestler. I don't know the fine details of him leaving WWE or what it was, but he went from being a guy that should have been at the top of the food chain in WWE to being the top of the food chain in TNA Impact.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Who was
but
that
also a super fun guy, super nice guy. What was that?
Did you see that in the background? That
No.
guy just like darted across the
Oh
entrance.
yeah, it looked like some
It was
production
like
dude.
Yeah, it was someone in a suit.
Oh. Yeah, all right. Yeah, Kennedy's fantastic. He just has that like I don't know. He moves the same way I think that Stone Cold moves.
Oh, interesting. That comparison.
There's a level of like he doesn't move like every wrestler.
Right.
Like, in wrestling you get trained to use your right, you get trained to like move in a specific circular motion.
Sure.
And he has a really bizarre motion to him, which I think is
Look
what
at
makes
Taker
me-
just kicking the shit out of everyone.
Yeah, he's fucking Undertaker, goddamn. He
Taker.
started this thing. Look at the way the camera follows him around.
I know.
Yeah, look at him.
I like mixed shoes.
Number 24. You like mixed shoes? Just the regular old. Isn't he wearing just like wrestling Asics? Maybe.
I like them.
Oh, your favorite. He's like the main character of our program at this point.
He shows up a lot.
Big Daddy V with no shirt on, wearing suspenders and tights.
He shows up a lot.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
What a moment.
that was so.
What a moment. Look at these two.
That was surprising. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I thought this was
Yeah.
definitely gonna go to like having them in the final four. Like
This.
now he's so pissed. He's like, God damn it.
And I feel like this is sort of the very beginning of the story that probably leads through this Mania to next year's Mania. This is sort of the beginning of these two.
This is the little seed that was planted.
Yeah.
He's running around. the
Sean
ring.
is like, I'm gonna get out. Oh, he
Oh
ran
my
into a
God, the
camera.
camera.
Sean just ran head first into a
Jesus.
camera guy.
And
Oh
then
my God.
Taker's just going
Jesus Christ, he just
crazy
murders-
on that.
Look
The
at that
fans
guy.
are so desperate.
Yeah, that guy wants a hair.
And now we know that
Taker
Taker like
doesn't.
literally never even
Made
looks at
eye contact.
Yeah, to keep the mystique.
Oh, so good.
Doesn't he probably never like high fived anyone?
No. Maybe in a house show, but I don't
Maybe,
know.
yeah.
What, so he dumps out Snitsky. Oh,
Boom! Right in
Sean,
the face.
so expertly done. And then
Yeah.
here comes Kennedy out of nowhere with the big scoop.
Bam!
And by the way, a scoop that I believed. That's something that always bugs
Yeah.
me is when it doesn't seem like somebody like those are tougher for me. Like I'm glad that Cody survived that because when you just grab a guy by the neck and dump him, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
You're not a superhuman.
God, Cody.
Ooh.
Whoa, that seems
Look at that.
painful.
They're so good.
Yeah, these two are fun.
Oh, Mark Henry, another Hall of Famer.
I love Mark Henry.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He
I
seems
don't-
like such a nice guy.
He was one of those people who, when I was young, I totally underappreciated.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't like big, slow dudes.
Right. You've
I didn't
never been a fan
appreciate-
of the big slow guys.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate
but he's doing a lot.
the Leviathan stories of yesteryear. I didn't care about them. I was not into
Well,
those.
because you're a little guy, so you like the little guys.
Yeah, I also like
Or
for
the
me-
crazy guys.
Yeah, I like the quick, crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
But looking back, every time I look back, I
Oh my God, I
realize,
forgot Hornswoggle was
Yep.
under the ring.
and boom, bye, Miz.
Is he even in it though? Because
Yeah.
he never got in the ring.
It doesn't matter.
Wow.
People have been eliminated by people who aren't even in
It's
the
been
match.
so long that I literally forgot he was
Me
under
too,
there.
and that's actually pretty good that they waited that long. To do
Yeah,
that.
that was genius.
Oh,
Oh shit, Sam Punk. Getting brutalized.
Big Vis.
What an
man,
interesting ring now.
Yeah, one of our listeners mentioned Big Vis. I think he passed away in 2011. I think is what they said. So this is just still a couple years prior to that.
Yeah.
Oh, and they went back under the ring.
He's someone
Watch
who
this.
I've had a
Oh,
journey with.
God, the fact that the front of that table didn't break.
Is crazy.
It also, I feel like that really hurt Taker's ass.
Yeah. His coccyx had some pain later.
Big Vis with a fucking grundle full. Jeez Louise.
Do you think that
Oh my God, just pulling him by the nuts.
do you think that wrestlers
Morrison.
have to sit on donuts a lot?
Probably.
They're like,
Ooh,
my butt hurts."
Chavo. Friend of the network, Chavo Guerrero.
Chavo.
That's what I'm gonna start saying now.
I think that's
I'm
perfectly
still
fair.
trying to get. He still wants to come do an episode of Elaborate.
That'd be
about
awesome.
We've talked about it many times. But his schedule,
Crazy, I'm sure.
I should have. if I would have been smarter and just done them through the pandemic
Oh,
remotely,
man.
would have been easier. But I was
Oh.
stubborn about doing them in the pandemic. So, but maybe now I'll
I mean, we're
reach
still
out.
sort of in the pandemic,
I know.
so
But what I'm saying is like, you know, he was probably freer the past year. Bye, Morrison.
bye.
There's only 4 people
Stop
left.
picking on Mick, please. Leave him alone.
He's a hardcore legend. I mean, everybody's afraid of him. He's gonna have a target on his back.
No. Let that
Man.
man be.
So much talent in the ring. Every time I watch something from this era of
Right,
wrestling,
like you're just like,
well, here's the thing: is like when we pull the year, my brain goes like, oh yeah, probably nothing of note. Like that's what I think. When I
this
think
is
of
literally what
era.
I hoped for, because this feels like the era where I'm going to see a few of the older guys
Right.
like Mick, but I'm also going to see a lot of the talent that I'm familiar with who are now sort of at the top.
And
Oh my God. That's so mean. Like the 2 biggest guys picking
hey
on
guys,
Hornswoggle.
come on, don't be a bully, be a star.
Yeah.
Just punch him in the nuts. And then here comes Chavo. But wait a minute, Fit Finley. Here
Oh,
comes his protector or
what
his
does
other
Fit Finley
dad.
have in his
A
hand?
shillelagh.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's beating people with a shillelagh. Oh my God. Chavo just caught it in the face, I think. There was a little miscalculation.
Ooh.
Fit is another wrestler's wrestler. By
That-
the way, Fit, a real big unsung hero in like the modern day women's resolution.
He just walked off holding his hand. Like that's his son.
That's kind of like, yeah, there was that part of it. I don't know. I don't remember the story, but yeah.
I don't know the story, but where are they going?
I don't know. Did Finley get eliminated?
But
he was.
Hornswoggle didn't.
Wait a minute. Did they DQ him for using a shillelagh in a match that has no DQs? I
Do
don't know.
Rumbles not have DQs? Because
No,
I
of
was going to
course
say
they
he
don't.
shouldn't have a
People
shillelagh.
have used chairs, and we've seen people pull in garbage cans.
Fair enough.
That was weird. Anyways, I was
was-
gonna say Finley.
It was weird.
Kind of a large part in the modern day women's evolution, whatever they called it. He was one of the guys that was really working with a lot of the women.
Oh.
That
I think I do remember hearing that now.
Obviously, like he's really close with Becky, and like he's
I like how you say
She's-
obviously. Like Irish people just love Irish people.
well, yeah,
I know.
they do.
I know. They all have a secret little Irish club. They go to the pub.
Yeah. How big can Ireland be? What is it, like 77 people? 78 people, maybe?
Don't be rude. These are sort of my people. You know how Americans say this shit. We're
What
like,
number?
oh, I'm Irish, and I haven't had
Number
an ancestor from Ireland for.
Yeah.
Well,
Number 28.
my great grandfather was Irish, so does that make it somewhat?
Elijah
Closer.
Burke. I recognize the name. I want to say he's wrestling under a different name now in other companies. Oh, whoa. He's looking like a young K Quick though. He's got sort of a young R-Truth vibe to him.
Yeah, I can see that. Where is our truth?
That's a great question. Oh yeah, this is the Pope. Right. Sorry, I had to look up. I was recently schooled on the Pope by Scott Narver, but
Scott's such an encyclopedia.
well, I don't think he's ever stopped watching.
That helps. That helps.
Also, yes, he has a great memory for the moments. I think there's something to be said too about a fan like Scott who goes a lot. I think because I remember details of shows I went to.
Yeah, because you were there.
But not a random Raw, even if it was just a random Raw, but not of shit that I watch. And he's been to so many, and I think, he's been immersed in it. Also, for a large part of at least my adulthood, I didn't have wrestling friends.
Right.
Once I left New York and I didn't have my cousins, I didn't talk to anybody about pro wrestling. I just watched it on my own. I had no friends until I moved to LA and I met Paul. And even Paul doesn't watch week to week.
Right.
So there's not a
Is
lot
that
of
Triple H?
reminiscing. Yep.
Yeah.
Number 29, Triple H.
All right. People are really into
So I
him.
think that's part of it. Like, I've noticed that people who retain more information about wrestling are people who have siblings that they watched it with or best friends who they've stayed friends with through the years.
Yeah.
As a kid, I had friends who I would watch it with, but I don't know any of those people anymore. So I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a part of it. I think the amount that you talk about it and reminisce and, that's definitely a big part of it.
I guess that's fair. That's fair. It's also just such an immense, huge,
Right.
long-lasting world that
Bye-bus.
not having information
Man, this is a
is
big
understandable.
boy.
I know.
Yeah.
But he's
But
grown on me a lot. I do want to see more live shows once it's safe to do so.
Yeah.
I really just had so much fun doing that, and
yeah, that was
I think
fun.
it makes such a difference. I do miss the commentary. It's so bizarre to be
Sure, it's
there when
weird.
you're used to the commentary and you're like, wait,
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Fuck.
What a fucking crash and burn.
Mick
and Elijah Burke. All right. We only got one person left coming out.
All right. Well, I feel like Triple H is definitely
How many people
going
we
to
got
be in the
left
final four.
in the actual ring? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe?
I
I think there's 2 people laying on the left-hand side and we just saw 7. Maybe there's 7.
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, God, they keep cutting cameras. Yeah, I want to say there's 7.
All right.
And honestly, they're all everybody
Up
in
for
here. I mean,
grabs.
maybe not like I would. With all the love to Chavo, I think Chavo is the only guy in this that you go like, oh, and Carlito, like they're likely not the Royal Rumble winners of the era. You know, they're the guys that they're building.
Yeah.
And that are like, you know, they're clearly there to do the work. But Umaga 2 times face into the turn post.
He didn't sell that kick.
Well, I mean, he just had to get in position for the pedigree by pin him.
Yeah,
All right,
right.
number 30.
Like, what's the
the
point?
final entrance. Look at everybody get to their feet. Who could it possibly be?
Did we already know? Was it like
No.
announced? No. Oh.
Listen to that crowd.
People are such fans. Of course he's in it.
This is a huge return.
Oh, really? He had been gone?
This shot is. Listen, God, I love Jim
Where was
Ross.
he?
Pectoral tear.
Oof, fuck, that sounds painful.
Yeah. Listen to the crowd. Look at all the people.
People are so excited.
So this is that shot of him coming out, and like that is something that you've probably seen in every package of a Royal Rumble ever because
people are
he's
super stoked.
he's in front of the logo, and yeah, listen to the crowd reaction.
All right, so Triple H and Cena are definitely in the final four. You can tell by the way they're building up this story right here.
You and me. Let's go. Listen to this crowd, though.
Throw the shirt to the audience.
Love or hate John Cena, man. The electricity that he fucking garnishes.
It's true.
Listen to the crowd.
I don't hate John Cena. I just hate jorts.
You hate George Cena.
We've gone over this.
I don't hate John Cena. I just hate jorts.
Poor
maybe,
Mick.
maybe that's the next T-shirt. Whoa! Bye.
Oh, ships.
Bye. Have fun working on Glow together. Ew. Bye.
All right, are we down to the
He's
final
on
four?
fire. Final 5.
Final 5. I feel like Kane will stay. So then
We've got Kane,
who's the fifth
Mr.
guy?
Kennedy,
Oh, Mr.
Triple H, Umaga, and John Cena.
I don't see Umaga anywhere.
He's in the bottom right corner. Oh, never mind.
Oh.
He's bottom left right there. See him?
Mm-hmm.
Laying on the ground. He's taking a nap. He's taking a little Unapa.
Take a little nappy.
And Unapa. Oh, they're going to kiss.
Now kiss.
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 Kiss. Kiss. Kiss.
Kiss.
Oh, boo. All right. I guess you can punch each other instead.
What the fuck?
So it's still a split crowd.
Yeah, I hear that.
But I also
Because
dig.
people love both of
Yeah.
them.
I dig. I think one of the reasons why the pop for Cena is so good is because it's not even just people cheering for him. It's
Yeah,
the
they're
people,
happy he's back.
or
Like
people
anytime.
surprised.
Yeah.
It's that like what? And if I'm not mistaken, it's one of those freakish John Cena recoveries where he wasn't supposed to be back for a while,
Ooh,
like
interesting.
because he's a freak. But wait a minute,
Wait,
Batista's not eliminated.
I love it. Good.
Batista's still in it. There goes Kennedy. Who is Umaga still in it? Yeah, he's still in it.
Umaga's so
So we're
Umaga's.
still down to 5 now.
I feel like Umaga's gonna go next.
Whoa, whoa,
'Cause I feel like they-
whoa.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I feel like they
Yeah.
like Kane in the final four.
And we're all right. So here's the final 4. Who's your pick to win?
Ooh, who's my pick to win?
Yep. Who do you want? Who do you think?
I think John Cena's gonna win.
You think Cena wins? There goes Kane. And who do you want to win? Now your final 3.
Batista, I
You
want
want
to win.
Batista? Think John Cena. Want Batista, but think John Cena. Oh, listen to this crowd. These 3.
2 of the 3 of them go on to be massive movie stars.
It's also, hey, come on. Triple H was fantastic in The Chaperone.
Listen, Triple H is not hurting.
Did you not see Blade Trinity?
He's basically running WWE now.
Oh, man. Listen to the crowd.
Batista's having fun.
They're all having fun. They have everybody in the palm of their hand. This is such a
I don't know
big-
what that move was if he does that a lot, but it was so funny to me. He's
the
like,
thumbs. Yeah.
it reminded me of
Oh.
what
They're
is
gonna-
this?
they're
Everyone
gonna have-
has their own
Yep,
stupid
he's
gimmick.
going to give him $10 as he tells them both to suck it.
Yeah.
They're gonna.
Wow.
They all stored up their.
They each
taunts.
have their own little hand thing.
Well, they stored up their taunts.
It's like
in the
they're
video
on the
game.
playground.
Suck it, let's fight. Oh, wrestling is so fucking stupid.
Wrestling's
I love
so dumb. I love it too.
I fucking love how
that was
stupid
just the
it
dumbest
is.
shit, and I love it so hard.
What's your gang sign? I think every human being on the planet should have a designated hand or gesture that we all.
But I was gonna say,
what's yours, babe?
I feel like Batista's thing was like Gladiator.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Is that where he got it?
Well, it's very much that like thumbs up or thumbs down, but there's an iconic moment, and I wasn't watching at the time because I didn't see Evolution, which was the group with him, Triple H, Flair, and Orton. There's like the great moment where they all turn on him, and like it's like they're all doing the thumbs up and then like the thumbs down and like the big eyes. Yeah,
that's fun.
But yeah, that's always a fun thing.
I think Taker
Big
has
spine
the
buster.
best one. It's nice and classic.
Oh, the cutthroat. Yeah, there's nothing better than the cutthroat. It's also it means you're dead. It
Yeah.
means I'm going to cut your head off.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's a threat.
It's a threatening
Yeah.
move.
It's not just like
It's
look
not just
at,
like suck it. Oh,
or.
I'm a 5-year-old.
But you know what though? You're right. It is sophomoric, but at least suck it's an insult.
That's true.
It's to me the suck it is like flipping the bird.
I think you can't see me as the dumbest thing. That's like truly the dumbest thing.
Especially once you're the head of the company.
Yeah. Oh, you can't see me?
It's like
can all see me.
literally your face is on the bus. Oh, there goes your boy.
I knew it.
It comes down. Listen to the crowd though. God, they're electric. I miss crowds and electric wrestling.
Well, we've had crowds back kind of a little. Who's going to WrestleMania?
I just feel like it's been a long time since this sort of excitement. I think that
I agree.
Like,
and I haven't even.
There's an electricity that's missing. I'm trying to recall pre-pandemic, obviously, like what the big things were, and I feel like Kofi Mania.
I do feel like
probably,
Becky was had a lot of
I think
electricity behind her.
Edge returning at the Rumble maybe has the
that
same
was a big
feel.
moment.
Yeah,
but also like that Rumble where Brock was fucking eliminating everyone
Right.
for like the first half of it was so terrible to me.
that was 2020.
I know, and it was yeah.
I liked it, but yeah, I get it. You didn't like it. I thought that it was
A lot of
unique.
people
Like we've
didn't.
seen the same sort of Royal Rumble for 30 years. I liked that there was like this one's gonna feel
That's
real different.
fair, but what I'm saying
And
is
the
I
second
think
half of it.
most people didn't like it, and it's because like, what's the story? What was the point?
The story was nobody could stop him.
Edge coming out was phenomenal.
Sure, yeah.
That did make up for it for me.
There's something about Cena putting up his arms to tie up, and then Triple H just kicking him in the gut that made me laugh. like yeah, let's do a lock up in the middle of the end of the Royal Rumble. You dumb shit. Kick him in the belly.
What?
Kick him right in his jorts belt
That's the right response. Then. Wait, why is he wearing a belt? I just realized that.
to keep his jorts up.
That's so. If you need a belt to keep your jorts up, it's a problem.
All right,
Just
well,
stop wearing this outfit.
That's rude. First off, because everybody needs a belt to keep your jorts up. All right.
I don't wear belts.
Listen to the crowd booing him.
Ooh, they don't. Now they don't like them.
Well, they're split. What did he say about that son of a bitch?
I don't know.
I couldn't make out what he said. He said something.
He said, "I'm gonna kiss that son of a bitch."
Oh, is it a nice 5-knuckle kissels? Dumbest move in wrestling. But then again,
the dumbest?
So was any move where a guy's on the ground and somebody takes 40 minutes.
I know,
the people's
right?
elbow. I hate the people's elbow. I hate the shake, rattle, and roll. I hate the fucking worm. They're all dumb. Oh,
That was awkward.
oh, big pedigree. Nope, reversal. Nope, he went for the clothesline. Shoulder block. No, double clothesline.
Whoopsie.
They know each other so well.
That's a clean shave.
So you said earlier you wanted Batista to win. He's no longer in it. We're down to the final
Obviously,
two.
so now Cena's gonna win.
But who do you want to win now? Do you still not? Are you against Cena winning? Do you want Triple H to win in lieu of?
You know, I don't like
Out of
in
these
terms
two.
of characters. I don't care about either of these guys.
Out of these two, so you don't want anybody to win. You
doesn't
want
matter.
somebody to just
I
come
want
out.
I want
and-
Hornswoggle to come back out from under the. Woo, Hornswoggle.
All right, Team Hornswoggle. Alexander, you never answered my question. What would your hand signal be? What would your wrestling thing be?
What would my thing be?
Ooh.
It would be the platypus. I'll go like this.
Platypus? She's squeezing her lips together in the fucking weirdest way ever. What a dumb thing to do.
Platypi are very...
Is that your wrestling name? The Platypi Alexandra Hoy?
Yes, and the platypi, it's because they're very venomous. They can kill you. Don't underestimate them.
Oh man, the great. They're gonna call you the Puss for short. The Puss, Alexandra Hoy, the Puss. Although you probably wouldn't use Alexandra Hoy. You'd probably go by like
I wouldn't use my real name.
Alley-oop, the platypus, alley-oops.
I would just do a completely different fake name.
Okay.
It has to be something like...
What's your wrestling name?
Patty Platypus.
Patty Platypus. Oh my God. I have bad news for you. I don't think it's getting over. I don't think Patty Platypus is gonna sell a bunch of t-shirts.
Did you know that platypi lay eggs?
Yeah, I did. They're one of the only mammals to do so. Oh, big attitude adjustment,
What did I say? What did I say?
I mean, listen, it's always a safe bet to bet on the person who returns out of nowhere to win the thing.
But also didn't he hold a record at one point? So that's why I bet on him.
Hold a record? No.
No, he didn't win a bunch of Rumbles?
Cena does not have a Rumble record.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I imagine that.
There are a few people who have a tied record, but...
Why is he saluting?
Because he's in the fake military.
What an idiot.
Wow. Alexandra saying thank you for nothing. To our service. I apologize to any of our servicemen and women who might be listening to this program.
I am not saying anything against servicemen and women.
Says, I'm saying thanks for nothing.
I'm saying something against John Cena.
Is John Cena stealing valor?
Yeah. Yes, he is. Or something.
Was he in the military? Maybe he was like in the reserves.
I actually could see him being.
I could see him being a reserves guy.
He has a very Marine look to him.
Well, that's just because he's a jarhead.
Yeah.
Oh boy, the way his back hit on that landing.
Yeah, it did not look good. It did not look good.
And
the amount of ice baths and massages these people must have to get. Jesus.
Well, there you have it. There's your 2008 21st anniversary of the Royal Rumble, the first Royal Rumble in HD. Did you feel all that HD goodness?
It was so high def. I could barely see John Cena. It was crazy.
It is interesting. I am pretty sure that we've watched the 2007 one, and I bet you. Wait, have we watched 27? Oh yeah, we have. We watched the two ones prior to this. I bet you there is a real clear difference visually. Like this looks like modern wrestling. This doesn't look any different than it does now.
This looks good. Yes, that is fair. Like think about like an 80s one or early 90s. How grainy they are.
You couldn't make out people's faces. Like,
oh, that seems so dangerous.
Why?
You're just
because they're blowing shit up in the middle of a crowd,
and it's indoors.
It's fine. There's pyro in Madison Square Garden all the time.
Okay, you say so.
Don't be such a pyro prude, Patty Platypus.
Patty Platypus. When's the last time you went to MSG?
Trying to make me cry?
Fuck. And for what?
The last thing that I saw in Madison Square Garden. Oh my God, babe. You're
I'm blowing your mind.
You're breaking me.
Because you don't remember?
I think the last thing I saw... It's a toss-up between a Rangers game in the very early 2000s. When I say very early, maybe mid, like 2004. Or it might have been a concert. It might have been a bad concert. No. I know exactly what it was. It was a fucking fantastic concert. It was Pearl Jam.
Oh, cool.
And Ben Harper.
Nice.
That was the last thing I saw at the Garden. I want to say it was, now I'm going to fuck my years up. Maybe it was the Riot Act tour.
That sounds correct.
It was the one that they made the Blu-ray DVD combo of that I have. Live, which is, if you look to your right, it's up there. Live in MSG. I was at the one concert where Ben comes out and sings With My Own Two Hands at the end of Daughter. You know how at the end of Daughter, they always play a cover of another song? Pearl Jam?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that? Well, Ben Harper comes out and does his song With My Own Two Hands to Daughter and I was there for that. So that's got to be, God, I don't fucking know. 2003.
Wow.
That was the last time I was at the Garden. Good God, I haven't been at the Garden for nearly 20 years.
I was last at the Garden a month after this WrestleMania.
Really?
In February of 2008. And I saw...
What old band did you see?
I saw Eric Clapton.
I knew it.
Which... this was before I knew he was a big old racist piece of shit. So I no longer like him. But I will say at the time, it was a fine show. I mean, the thing is, I had like nosebleed seats. My friend and I were just there, listen, enjoying ourselves.
Patty Platypus is real low key.
Patty Platypus just like
flow.
hangs,
Listen, Patty Platypus fucking rolls with it.
And I'm sorry, what is your move then?
What's my hand gesture?
Is it that?
Ooh, no, what is it? It's
better be as good as Patty Platypus, because
that's a low bar.
Excuse me?
Taking your forefinger. I'm trying to visualize this. I'm trying to make it easier for people to visualize.
I stole it from that movie with Julia Roberts. I think it was
Runaway Bride.
Runaway Bride. She makes the platypus face.
You take your pointer finger and your thumb, and you make like a little pinchy claw, and you do that on both hands, and then pinch your lips as hard as you can together. But you're putting your fingers up. That's also you gotta be careful. There's a subtle white powerness to what you're doing with your hands right now. You're doing that. You got to be careful with that.
Okay, I'll do this.
Okay, so now she's closing her rest of her fingers. And what is this supposed to symbolize? What does this mean?
It means I'm gonna venomize you.
You're gonna venomize with what?
It's a lot like Randy Orton's the Viper. It's a lamer.
But he doesn't like do fangs with his little fingies.
He should.
He just stands.
That would really.
And
I think we can all agree that would add a lot to his performance.
All right, I figured out what my gesture is.
What is it?
I look bothersome at my opponent, and then with both of my hands, I hold my stomach because I have terrible IBS, and the likelihood is I have to shit at every given point. Is that you're not going to wrestle that guy?
No.
Right?
That's fair.
I've got it in your head now. You're like, wait, is he sick to his stomach? Maybe they're gonna think I'm gonna vom. This is great.
This is a thing. And what's your name? Victor Vom. Victor
Vom Doom, because they always like to take something that's like in pop culture and change one letter.
Victor Vom Doom.
And at some point I'm gonna tag with Rob Van Dam. All right, this is fucking stupid. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. We love you. Go to our shop. Go to our Discord.
All right, babe. Come on now. You gotta pretend to care.
You already did the big spiel, so I'm just trying to do a really quick little wrap up. We just go, and then we hang up.
The people need to know how important it is.
They know.
They need to know how hard we're struggling. By we, I mean I. Check out meyouand30.com. Get yourself some merch. Get yourself a mask. Mask up. Don't be like the people at WrestleMania. Wear your mask.
Right.
Check out some shirts. We might have to. Patty Platypus might have to be a thing soon. Just you with a platypus duck bill.
No,
and like a big platypus tail.
It just needs to be a platypus.
You know what they say about Patty Platypus? She's got that platitude.
Oh my god.
The platitude era. Instead of the attitude era, the platitude era. Oh, we have fun. Okay, so anyways, all this platitude is here to tell you, check out the shop. Yes, join us on the Discord. You can find that link also at meyouand30.com. And hey, do us a favor. Follow us on the social medias. I am at Jake Lloyd Bacon on Twitter and Instagram. She is at Alexandra Hoy. That's Hoey on Instagram and Twitter. And tell other people about the show if you enjoy it, if it's fun and silly and dumb, and it makes you giggle and it makes you like watching Rumbles, or if you just listen to it while not watching along. Whatever it is, share it. Do us a favor, share it. And leave those ratings and reviews, all the good stuff. We love you guys.
Thank you. Love you.
And we'll see you next time.
Platypus out.
Hey, everybody. Jake here from Dragon Wagon Radio. And I'm here with Mark E. Extreme and Skeeter Skyflyer.
Did you just have to read that? Okay, how could you possibly not know who I am? Because my name is Mark Extreme, 15 plus years undefeated backyard wrestling entertainment champion and owner and the host of On Your Mark. So I'm offended that you don't know who I am, and I'm here with the shit on my shoulder.
That's Skeeter Skyflyer. I mean, a lot of people don't know me, but it makes sense that people don't know you too.
Look, everybody, I'm a pretty big deal, okay?
Well, I mean no disrespect, Mr. Extreme, I assure you, but you mentioned you have a podcast on the network called On Your Mark. What exactly is On Your Mark?
On Your Mark is the best wrestling podcast on the airwaves. Every Wednesday, we are deep diving into wrestling topics, like giving you a perspective like you've never heard before, because there's nobody that can give you a perspective like I can.
Well, a lot of people could give the perspective that you give on wrestling, but they're busy being wrestlers and being really successful in the ring and working and being in front of millions of people every week on television and in a crowd.
There's nothing different.
All right, I think I get what's happening. It's comedy. You guys are just doing a bit. Mark, you're like every 90s wrestling kid stuck in the past. And Skeeter, you're like the idiot little brother type who just loves everything, no matter how cheesy it is. I get it. You're playing characters. You guys are like a pro wrestling version of Jimmy Glick or Tony Clifton.
Well, I don't know who the hell those guys are. And, frankly, I'm kind of offended because I take this business very seriously, and there's nothing funny about what we do, right, Skeeter?
That's right. So tune in every Wednesday. A new episode drops weekly, covering new topics on OnYourMarkShow.com. Also, wherever you're listening to your podcast right now.
It's Dragon Wagon.